Have you ever wondered what the most painful experiences in the world are? A question that might send shivers down your spine but also piques your curiosity. Our journey today takes us across a spectrum of pain, from the physical torment of a bullet ant's sting to the emotional distress of a broken heart. We'll discover and dissect the top 10 most painful experiences, each unique in its own excruciating way. Brace yourselves as we delve into the top 10 most painful experiences in the world. At number 10, imagine the sting of the notorious bullet ant. Now, when you think of ants, you probably envision tiny, harmless creatures scurrying around in search of crumbs. But the bullet ant is a different beast entirely. Hailing from the rainforests of Central and South America, this little insect packs a punch that's anything but insignificant. The bullet ant's sting is said to be as agonizing as, you guessed it, a gunshot. The pain is immediate and intense, radiating from the sting site like a wave of fiery torment. It's a relentless, throbbing agony that can last for up to 24 hours. It's no wonder the indigenous Satere-Mawe people of Brazil use these ants in their warrior initiation rites. To become a warrior, a young man must endure the pain of multiple bullet ant stings. Talk about a rite of passage. That's just a tiny creature, but wait till we get to the bigger sources of pain. Coming in at number 9 is the miracle of childbirth. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible strength of all the mothers out there. Childbirth, often described as the most intense pain a human can endure, is a beautiful mix of agony and ecstasy. Imagine the worst possible stomach ache you've ever had, then multiply that by about 100. That's the level of pain we're talking about here. But it's not just physical pain. There's also the emotional roller coaster that comes with the anticipation, the fear, the excitement, and finally, the overwhelming joy. It's the kind of pain that transforms into a triumph, a testament to the resilience of women everywhere. The moment a new life comes into this world, the pain subsides, replaced by a joy so profound it's almost indescribable. A tale of love, strength and endurance. Childbirth is truly a miracle. So, the next time you see your mom, remember to give her a big thank you. Number 8 on our list is kidney stones. Kidney stones, the bane of urinary tracts worldwide. These little mineral formations, as innocent as they may seem, can cause a world of hurt. They are formed when certain substances in the urine concentrate and begin to crystallize inside the kidneys. But the real kicker? It's when these hard, jagged, tiny terrors decide to take a trip down the narrow ureter, the tube that connects your kidney to your bladder. This journey causes intense pain that can make even the toughest among us wince. Imagine trying to push a stone through a straw. Sounds fun, right? The pain can be so unbearable that it's often compared to childbirth. It's a relentless, gripping pain in your lower back and abdomen that can even spread to the groin. And let's not forget the bonus round, when the stone finally reaches the bladder and you have to pass it out. Drink your water, folks. You don't want to experience this. Taking the 7th spot is the debilitating cluster headache. Now imagine your typical headache, then multiply that by 100. That's a cluster headache for you. Unlike common headaches, these are not your run-of-the-mill tension headaches or stress-induced migraines. No, cluster headaches are in a league of their own. They're recurring and intensely painful headaches that occur in cyclical patterns or clusters, hence the name. These are the bad boys of the headache world, often dubbed as the suicide headaches due to their severe pain. The pain is usually concentrated on one side of the head, often around the eye, and can even be accompanied by a teary eye or a runny nose. Why is it more painful than a regular headache, you ask? Well, imagine a poker being heated up, then slowly pushed into your eye. That's how one sufferer described it. Not a pretty picture, is it? So remember, it's a headache that's more than just a headache. On the 6th spot, we have something that's not physical, but emotional. Heartbreak. A pain that doesn't throb in your head, make you wince, or send you rushing to the ER. It's a different kind of ache, one that resides in the heart and echoes through your very soul. Heartbreak, as it turns out, can be as painful, if not more, as any physical pain. It's like a shadow that follows you around, a cloud that dims your brightest days. It's a universal experience, yet unique to every individual. And the worst part? There's no quick fix, no band-aid, no magic pill. Studies have shown that emotional pain can trigger the same parts of the brain as physical pain. So, the next time you hear someone dismiss heartbreak as just an emotional thing, remember it's as real as any physical injury. After all, who said only physical pain hurts, right? Crashing into number 5 is the bone fracture. This is not a party you want to RSVP to, folks. Bone fractures come in a variety of forms, each one more unwelcome than the last. Consider the simple fracture where your bone cracks but doesn't break. It's like a bad joke told at a dinner party. Painful, but you'll recover. Then there's the compound fracture, the uninvited guest that crashes through the skin. This one's more like a stand-up comedian who's forgotten his punchlines. Incredibly painful, and definitely not what you signed up for. And let's not forget the comminuted fracture, where the bone shatters into 3 or more pieces. This one's the equivalent of a surprise roast on your birthday, intensely painful, and leaves you wishing you'd stayed in bed. Unfortunately, unlike bad jokes and awkward parties, you can't just walk away from a bone fracture. It's a painful experience that needs immediate attention. So remember folks, better to be safe than sorry, right? At number 4 we have burns. This is a type of injury that most of us have experienced in some form, whether it's a minor mishap with the stove or a more serious encounter. Burns vary in degrees. First-degree burns are the most minor, affecting only the outer layer of skin, and can often be compared to a painful sunburn. Second-degree burns go a bit deeper, damaging both the outer layer and the layer beneath, causing blisters and intense pain. Now, third-degree burns, these are the ones that make you shudder. They extend into the deeper tissues, causing destruction of the entire thickness of the skin. The pain experienced is beyond words. And then, there are fourth-degree burns that go even further, damaging muscles, tendons, and bones. The severity of the pain is unimaginable. So, the next time you're tempted to play with fire, remember, it can be more painful than you think. On the third spot we have a lesser-known but extremely painful condition, CRPS. So, what's CRPS, you ask? Well, it stands for Complex Regional Pain Syndrome, a chronic pain condition that affects one limb, usually after an injury. Now imagine the worst pain you've ever experienced and then multiply it. That's CRPS for you. The symptoms? They're not for the faint-hearted. We're talking about burning pain, swelling, and changes in skin temperature, color, or texture. Sometimes even a gentle breeze brushing against the skin can be unbearable. It's like your body's pain signals are stuck in a loop, constantly firing off distress calls. Why is it considered one of the most painful conditions? Well, it's the intensity and persistence of the pain that sets CRPS apart. It's not a one-time thing like a bee sting or a broken bone. It's a relentless, unyielding pain that can last for years or even a lifetime. It's a pain that never goes away. Almost at the top, at number 2, is trigeminal neuralgia. This condition is no walk in the park, folks. Trigeminal neuralgia, or TN for short, is a chronic pain condition that affects the trigeminal nerve, which carries sensation from your face to your brain. You know that feeling when you bite into an ice cream cone and get a brain freeze? Amplify that about 100 times, make it last longer, and you might get an idea of what TN feels like. It's often triggered by simple everyday activities like brushing your teeth, eating, drinking, or even a gust of wind. The pain is described as excruciating, sharp, and shock-like, and it's so severe that it's earned the unnerving nickname, the suicide disease. For those battling TN, it's a constant struggle to live with such an intense level of pain. Imagine a pain so bad that it's nicknamed the suicide disease. And finally, the most painful experience in the world, the Stonefish Sting. This unassuming creature, often mistaken for a rock, holds a title that no one wants to claim. The stonefish, native to the shallow coastal waters of the Pacific and Indian Oceans, is armed with venomous dorsal fin spines that can deliver a sting so excruciating, it's been described as feeling like your foot is being crushed in a vice. The sting of the stonefish isn't just painful, it's also potentially lethal. The venom contains a mix of toxins that can cause severe pain, temporary paralysis, and in rare cases even death. The pain is immediate and intense, often sending victims into shock. Why is it considered the most painful experience? Simply put, those unlucky enough to have been stung have said it's a pain beyond anything they've ever experienced. It's a sensation so extreme that it defies description. Next time you see a stonefish, you might want to swim the other way. So there you have it, the top 10 most painful experiences in the world. From the sting of the bullet ant to the emotional ache of heartbreak, we've journeyed through a diverse landscape of suffering. We've explored the realms of physical pain with kidney stones and burns, delved into the emotional with heartbreak, and navigated the complex world of neural pain with trigeminal neuralgia. If you enjoyed this eye-opening journey through the world of pain, do not forget to hit that subscribe button for more fascinating videos.